How's it going, guys? Stas here. Got the double espresso on deck. As always, how could I not, especially as SoFi is moving up almost 4% on the day. Cheers to that, guys, as every index in the U.S. stock market right now, except for the NASDAQ, is in the green. The NASDAQ's down about 0.6%, so tech stocks are falling, but the S&P's up 0.1, Dow's up 0.7, and the Russell's up over 1.2%. So, you guys guessed it, we have to break down the charts, what I'm looking to do, overall where my head's at. So guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join my Patreon for my portfolio updates, my private Discord, all of that is linked down below, pinned in the comments, or just go to stassurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers again, take a sip of your coffee, and let's get into it. So SoFi at this point is up over 3%. We've been going up literally all day. We opened up at 26, 70, 80, 90, right in that ballpark. And now we just hit literally 5 minutes ago, not even, we hit over $28 a share. So momentum's building up. We're taking out the highs from yesterday. We're breaking through the closing price from, what day was that? Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday we closed at, where did we close? $27. So we're obviously well above that. We took out, again, the highs from yesterday, the closing price from Tuesday, and now it looks like we're filling the gap slowly back towards 29, $30 a share. That's kind of what we're looking like right now. And if you look at, let's say, the 30-minute chart, you're noticing, okay, SoFi is starting to break through the 50 and the 180 SMA. You're noticing that here. We also have a golden cross in the making. Inverse head and shoulder playing out on the 30-minute chart. That's a great sign. And look at this. We have a cup and handle. I'm not sure if I outlined this yesterday. Maybe we did. We talked about a little bit how it was starting to form, and now it's starting to play out. Look, we have a cup right here. You guys see the cup, and then the handle right here. Now we're starting to break through the moving averages on the 4-hour time frame as well. So we have the cup, the handle, and again, if you look at, let's say, the 5-day 5-minute, it looks like it's starting to fill the gap up to the mid-29s, $30 a share, and that's the real breakout spot. Coming back here to the 4-hour chart, that's the real breakout spot, $30. That would be where the cup and handle plays out as well. If we take $30 out, I think we're going, like I've said ad nauseum here on the channel, guys, I think we're going to 32, $33 a share, and ultimately mid-30s. I think that's where we're going this year. I could be wrong. Do your own research, guys, but I think it's setting up like that. And if earnings are super strong, if the company crushes it, guidance goes well, let's say they make an acquisition, we get more insight on what they're going to do with this $1.5 billion, right, from the private, or not the private placement, the public offering. If we get more insight there, that could cause the stock to start to run. And it's been consolidating for months. You guys know that. Since August, September, SoFi really hasn't done much. And I think that's going to change here. I really do. I think we're going, higher this year. We just have to be patient. And, I'm still convinced that if they never did the public offering, we would already be in the low mid-30s right now. I mean, literally, guys, we were at all-time highs when we got that news of the public offering. It was right here. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But we hit $33. The stock was breaking through 30 finally at that point. It was clear blue skies. We were talking about it on the channel. Oh, we're going mid-30s, right? And then, boom, we got, Anthony Noto just clubbed our freaking kneecaps, right? Took a bat right to our kneecaps, and the stock got down to about $22, $23. Shortly after that news of the offering, that was a 30% drop. So, yeah, I'm convinced if we never got that knee clubbing from Anthony Noto, right, we'd be a lot higher right now. But, another way you can look at it is like this. All right, now they have a lot more cash, a lot more money they raised. They can go out there and make an acquisition. The stock's been kind of forming a base since we got that public offering news. That's a good sign. So yeah, I mean, I think as the stock's digested that offering news over the last month and a half, it's done well. It's not like it's collapsed to 18, $20 a share. We're at 28 bucks, guys. We're looking pretty good. So we're forming that new base. I think we're going to break out maybe even before earnings. We'll see how earnings actually go. That's going to determine what the stock does shortly after. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at now, man. Looking pretty good on SoFi. Stock's up 3.5% on the day. Again, in the midst of a red day for the NASDAQ, QQQ's down 0.75% pretty much. It's still in this wedge. You guys are noticing lower highs, higher lows at the same time. You're seeing that here. So what direction are we going to pick? We have stocks like Apple completely tanking. Well, I don't want to exaggerate it. Geez, guys, not completely tanking, but it's a falling knife. Apple's down 10-11% from highs, officially in correction territory. So that's down 1.25 today. That's definitely bringing down QQQ. And Apple's actually at a point now on the chart, pretty pivotal point. We're at 255. That was the high back in September, October. We're right at that point now. If this fails to hold as support, guys, newsflash, we might be going down to 240 on Apple. That could be the next gap to fill down if we don't hold 255, but I think we're going to hold it. I think we're a little oversold on Apple, very oversold at that, and I think we do rally into earnings or at least consolidate. Earnings are coming up on the 29th of this month, so we're getting ready for those earnings, baby. Not only for Apple, but banks are coming up, big tech's coming up. So, when banks are reporting earnings, that's when, earnings season's kicking off, and that's a great time. I'm super excited about earnings season, guys, not only for, obviously so we can see what the companies are doing, our portfolios, the financials, all of that, but it's also great for content. It's fun. It's more fun making videos during earnings season, right? This is part of my job, obviously. I make videos, part of what I do, and it's more fun for me and for you guys, right, when there's a bunch of companies reporting earnings. So, yeah, Apple's coming up. Google's early in February. A lot of these are coming up, right? Amazon, another one of my big holdings. This one, it's on the 5th. And, by the way, guys, not to toot my own horn, but look at Amazon Go. We are up another 2% today. We're in the mid 240s, and Amazon's just been completely ripping to start the year. Am I surprised? Absolutely not. You shouldn't be either, because we were talking about this all of last year. I was buying up the stock like a madman. I was buying more literally a week, 2-3 weeks ago. We were buying Amazon, and the chart looked great. And it looks like here we got a price target increase. Cantor Fitzgerald increased it from, adjusted the price target. I guess it was 315. They cut it to 260, but it's still an overweight rating. New Street adjusted the price target on Amazon to 350 from 340, maintained buy rating. Yeah, I think Amazon, guys, is one of the better positioned Mag 7 stocks right now for this year in particular, not only fundamentally, but on the charts as well. I mean, look at how good the charts look. We called the double bottom at the end of last year. Now it's starting to break out. And I think we're going well over $300. Maybe not, in the next quarter, but by the end of this year, yeah, I think we're going to $300 plus on Amazon. And it's been, I think it might be the worst performing Mag 7 stock over the last 5 years. I saw a chart recently. I could be misremembering that, but Amazon has not done very well over the last 5 years compared to the other tech names. Even against the S&P, I think Amazon's underperformed. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. But I think that's going to change, genuinely, guys, and I think it's already starting. To start the year off, Amazon was at 225, 230. And now we're already at 245, and I think we're going to all-time highs pretty soon here, guys. So, yeah, big tech earnings coming up. Financials coming up. We have JP Morgan. Let's see. They actually might be tomorrow? No, not tomorrow. What am I saying? Next week, we have JP Morgan. Bank of America is obviously next week, right? All these. Goldman Sachs, definitely one worth watching with all the, IPOs, M&A activity going on to kick off the new year. That's going to be one worth watching. So, guys, get ready, gear up. This is going to be a very fun time, and make sure to subscribe because, again, this is the best time to make content, during earnings season, and we're going to have a lot of content coming to the channel. So hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button if you're watching on Facebook. Join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my private portfolio. We go over what I do literally every single week. We're investing $1,000 a week. Check that out. Link down below. And there's a private Discord. You get more access to me throughout the week. I'll see you guys in there, and cheers to everybody. Cheers to everybody that's in there, that's been joining. Man, the Patreon, it's doing well, and I couldn't do it without you guys. And I hope I'm providing value. That's why you're staying. You're getting value out of the portfolio or the Patreon. So again, I appreciate you all for joining. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in as always. I'll see you in the next video.